Hello guys, it's me, Stark. Yes, I am the purple guy here playing as the Aztecs, and my opponent here is Ozone. He is a 2K5 Colombian player, and he's actually playing as the Celt. Yesterday, guys, I just uploaded a video called Pre-LumberCamp Drush, and I tried to convince you that it's possible to execute a strategy sacrificing your economical buildings on the early Dark Age to actually invest into a barracks and have a constant militia output to then damage your opponent's economy. And the reason I believe that, not only because I saw it happening in tournaments, but because they also did that against me on the ranked, guys. Yeah, that's right. I was a victim of that strategy. So take a look here on Ozone. He's executing this strategy. He just sent 6 villagers towards the ship. Now he's going for the boar already, actually 6 on food, and he's already taking on the boar. He's scouting. Let's go and check his point of view. Oh, I actually need to click him, right? Noob caster. No? Oh, damn it. How I can choose him? Okay, guys, I'm not getting it. I'm just changing colors here. There he goes. As you can see, Ozone is making here the barracks. One thing that he's doing a bit different from the video that we recorded is that he's already making the barracks closer to the town center. This is actually gonna save him some walking time. He's already going towards the second boar, and this will probably be very good. He's about to have villager number 12. He's bringing in his boar, and there he goes. He has just started producing militia. One thing that I feel that is very important for this build to work is the efficiency. So as you can see, all his hunt is exactly under the town center, and he's already queuing up the villagers so that when they finish the boar, they go there and eat the ship. And there goes his constant production of militias. I was playing as the Aztecs. On this stage of the game, I was actually, okay, that's a chicken map. I need to eat chicken. Oh, there's a boar. I'm going to get my second boar. I only had 2 guys on the wood, but right there, guys, look at Ozone. He was already coming at me with 1, 2, about to have the third militia, and then I spotted his town center, and I was like, oh my god, this guy has a barracks. So by the time I realized that there was a barracks, and it's like minute number 5, Ozone jumped at my villagers, guys, and I have no reaction time. I click Loon as soon as I can, but even so, I couldn't escape with my villagers there. One of my villagers died. I still need my second building in order to go towards the next stage, and I try to do this mill, but Ozone, well, he doesn't seem so concerned with that. He starts to harassing my house. Remember that the house has -2 melee armor, which means that a militia that has 4 attack actually deals 6 damage on this house. So the houses, guys, the house is actually melting quite fast. And if you take a look, most of the houses that you build during the game are not so safe. They're actually not under the TC range. So I was trying there to repair the house, to keep my house alive, not to get housed. As you can see, I was 17 out of 20 pop, but Ozone was not allowing it. Meanwhile, on his base, what is he doing and what can we learn? He already had 2 villagers on the gold, so that would allow him to keep a constant production of militias, and he was already sending some villagers towards the chicken. His first economical build is the mill, which he actually makes during on the berries, and he was using several villagers here to eat the chicken and try to diversify his food source. Remember, guys, that it's of his best interest that he never goes idle, or that he doesn't just use all of his food source before he's ready to click up. He still has only 2 villagers on the wood. He's now developing, making houses, and he still needs to add later the lumber camp to keep developing his economy. For now, he's just using the stagglers. But the problem is my eco, guys. I had to invest here into palisades. I'm trying to keep this house alive. I'm repairing, but since I'm constantly repairing my house, I have a big problem. I don't have wood. I can barely collect enough wood, so despite advancing towards the next stage, I'm pretty far from being able to afford a barracks, an archer range, starting archers. I'm just trying to make new buildings here so that I can at least deny those militias from attacking my villagers, but a single villager cannot repair a house. A house foundation might not even become a full house, which was just happening here. And then there he comes, jumping at my villas. I'm using the TC, trying to survive, saved my villagers, but nearly lost it, even under the town center. So there it goes, guys. What's the illusion here? There is an illusion of safety. There was an illusion that, okay, I'm fine, I'm gonna be able to go very faster to the feudal age and make stuff, but I do not have enough resources to fight against that. Ozone hasn't yet clicked to the next stage. He's still eating the chicken. Now he could afford his lumber camp. He has 7 villagers there. He's starting to make some farms, and that is actually gonna do wonders for his eco in order to diversify his food sources. He basically used a single meal. He just collected the chicken here using the views. He could have done the same if this was like a deer map, and he is constantly forcing me to go idle, guys. Not only I have only 19 only 20 views, but 2 of those villagers are constantly idle because I need them to repair, and I'm also using several of my villagers just to collect wood so that they can keep this house alive. By the time, guys, I'm dropping my first archer range, Ozone is on the way to the next stage, here with 26 views. And of course, since he had absolutely 0 damage on his base, he can even start to set up some walling patterns here, using the houses, using the buildings. So even by the time I'm ready to counterattack, I don't think I'll actually land a good counterattack. And there he goes, investing into more farms, 26 working villagers. By the time he reaches feudal age, not only he's gonna have more villagers because he killed mine, but he's also gonna have way more villagers because he also forced me to go idle by killing my houses during the Dark Age. And there he goes, guys. I did now an archer. This is my first archer. That's my first attempt of answering to his aggression. And by the time my archer is trying to kill his militia, well, they are very numerous. I would need countless arrows in order to kill all this militia, but he's also on feudal age. And now, once in feudal age, he can upgrade those militias to men at arms. He can add, for example, an archer range. So not only he did inflict a lot of damage, but his eco was also running without any trouble. And for that reason, he has enough farms. He has diversified his eco. He can afford making any upgrade. There's a lot of spare resources on his eco, while mine is very tight. I even consider full walling my wood and berries so that the men at arms doesn't hit me, but I reconsider that once I realize that this might not be okay, perhaps I need a bigger wall. But anyway, I'm never able to leave this defensive stance. Remember that this guy had 8 military units on the Dark Age. So far I have only 4 military units. I'm totally out of my building times because he caught me totally by surprise, and this is probably one of the key elements of this build. Your opponent in most cases is not gonna expect it, and right there he just went for a very cool composition. Men at arms, skirmishers, and since I don't have enough army to defend myself, he did decide to invest into the arson. Arson is insane. That just added a lot more damage output to his men at arms against my buildings, and for that reason I would have a worse time here trying to defend. These guys, around now, we are talking about let's say 15 minutes in the game, is the first time that I start to be competitive. And by being competitive, I mean I have an army that can trade against him. Despite the lower numbers, I actually have archers which are good against men at arms, and I have already a similar number of views. I'm starting to farm, I'm starting to build up my walls, but all the leverage that he got from the start and all the setup that he did here with his untouched economy, with his palisades, all of that cannot be done. I wasn't able to launch a single counterattack because I'm still dealing with the pressure from the men at arms. The pressure is so heavy that I'm even forced here, guys, to add a defensive tower. If not, he would just be able to melt all my buildings. So yeah, this build is the real deal, and I think that even on Arabia, with a lot of practice, you can actually make it work. as it is working on this scenario. And basically that's the idea. You can still use your men-at-arms to pressure feudal age houses. They have only -1 armor and a few more HP, but still, if you have men-at-arms, they have more attack, you have arson, you can still be a pain in the ass of your opponent while doing that. I think that this skirmisher follow-up, so that you can play skirmisher and men-at-arm, is probably one of the best calls here. It's great strat, and also when we look at Ozone's economy, look at his farming, man. It's insane. There was like not a single attack. His eco is running while I'm constantly having to wall. I'm constantly having my villagers disrupted. I was forced to buy towers. So he's basically winning this game by far. Our villager count is similar, our army count is not that different, but the advantage that this guy has is insane. Despite having some inefficiencies like idle time and so on, I still think that Ozone is in a great position. Spoiler, he won this game not long before reaching Castle Age, which he just clicked, while I am here, stuck on the Feudal Age, and I couldn't invest as much as his. As you can see, more than 18 farm, investing into more barracks. When you look at my eco, I'm also going to the Castle Age, but at some very high sacrifices, like having to buy food, and I'm not even sure of which unit should I use against his infantry and skirmisher opening. I wanted to go for elite skirmisher. I thought that would be a good call, because I don't see that I didn't expect him to keep adding infantry, but he did keep adding infantry. I couldn't barely scout because he didn't give me the opening for it, and he already used all this pressure that he built since the Dark Age to then drop a Siege Workshop. Siege Workshop that would allow him to produce battering runs, infantry that he could easily upgrade using all of his economy and increase its stats, especially their armor. And after doing that, guys, he did Gambensons, he did the chainmail armor. So if you play these with civilizations such as Celts, Japanese, and so Incas, you actually have a very solid plan for the later stages of the game, because your infantry tech tree is actually pretty good, and you can follow here and keep playing with longswordsmen, perhaps eagles if you play Incas, eagles as well if you try to execute this very same strategy as the Aztecs. I actually think that this would be a good build for the Aztecs, and there goes the GG, guys. I wasn't ready by the time he pushed me, and the game ended up. The follow-up here, it doesn't matter so much. What actually matters is that this strategy is valid, and it actually bought him a huge leverage on the early stages of the game. So I invite you guys to try this strategy, try the build that I just posted on this channel yesterday, and see what you guys can actually execute. Send me the Rex or ranked games with it. Hope you guys enjoy it, and please like and subscribe on this channel so that the videos can reach a broader audience and we can all grow and keep this work. Thank you guys, see you.